Black-owned business profiles. This week on the Bob Profiles, Lisa White talks about how she transitioned from being an employee in the commercial furniture industry to owning and growing White Howard Brands.
So the company was prophesized to me 8 years ago and didn't quite receive the prophecy. I'd heard it, but didn't receive it. And I met a woman that looked like me that owned her own commercial furniture dealership about a year and a half, maybe after the prophecy was placed on my life. Got really excited about meeting her because I had never met anyone that looked like me that was in ownership within the commercial furniture industry. Her and I spoke, and it just ignited me to go to my current employer, which is our primary manufacturer, Kimball International, and talk with them about opening up a select dealership here in the Atlanta market. And they were very interested in that idea. So after putting a business plan together and meeting with management, we birthed White Howard Brands July 1st of 2017. It is primarily consulting and procurement of commercial furniture going into the interior spaces of all different industries: corporate, hospitality, healthcare, colleges and universities, government facilities. Basically, you name it, furniture is everywhere. So just think about all the different places that you go, to a restaurant, dare I say maybe even into a clothing store. I know we do a lot of online and e-commerce type business now, but even that requires furniture as well, because the folks that are sitting behind the scenes doing customer service and taking those orders, they need a chair to sit in. They typically need a desk to stand at, and we sell all of those types. Every day is a challenge and a blessing, quite frankly. So the beginning in 2017 was just having people recognize that Lisa White is now a business owner as opposed to an employee, and the difference is there. Along with staffing up the business as the business grows was also a challenge as well. Then as you move forward within the last 2 years, right, and we've all been a part of, dare I say, pivoting and changing, and the flexibility that had to come along with not being able to see people in person, because the type of work that we do truly is a consultative type application. We need to learn what our clients' requirements are and how they go about doing their business, because our best success is making our clients successful in their environments. And it was tough doing that during the pandemic because we weren't able to go out and meet with people. Our primary clients that fell into the healthcare bucket, they were still expecting for us to come and show up, which we did. But our corporate clients, a lot of those projects got put on the back burner. Colleges and universities, a lot of those projects got put on the back burner. What really helped to keep us, quite frankly, in business was the work that we do out at the airport. It's all about the aesthetic and the budget that the client is looking for. So that's a part of the consulting that we do when we're talking through with our clients in regards to what type of space are you going into, what is the square footage of it, what type of aesthetic are you looking for, what is your color scheme, what type of style do you have. We want to kind of run the gamut of what they are wanting and needing, and then we come back with them with different suggestions on what we would see and kind of how to bring that vision into place. We put some renderings together for them. We put color palettes together for them with samples, whether it's your wood sample for your desk or whether it's the fabric sample that you're going to apply to your chair or your upholstered item, just to kind of give them and help them along with their vision. And that process can be as little as, say, 2.5 to 3 months, but it can also take as long to a couple years. There is a governmental project that I worked on that literally took 2.5 years to complete from start to finish. So we have projects where You start out with consulting, like I said, with the client, and then we come up with a timeline of how long it's going to take. So in your typical furniture application, most of these products are manufactured, whether it's here in Georgia or within another state, and dare I say sometimes even overseas. That manufacturing time normally takes about 6 to 7 weeks. And everything is custom made to what your specification is. So that's why there's so much discussion and review on the front end, because exactly how you want that furniture to look is how you're going to receive it. From the style of the desk to the finish that goes on it, just the grain material of the desk, everything is made to your exact specifications. So you were running about 6 to 7 weeks. Well, sometimes that 6 to 7 weeks can turn into 12 to 14 weeks. And in those instances, a lot of planning has to be put into place as well. You have lease agreements that have been discussed, or you've maybe purchased your building and you've got employees that are going to be starting on a particular day. When the supply chain, and as we're going through that today, runs into these glitches, and then we get notifications that something is going to hamper that start date of when we thought we were going to deliver the furniture, then a change has to be made. We made more change orders in 2020 than I ever have in my entire 36-year career. And what I mean by that is, case in point, we were helping a new pediatrician to open up her first practice. And her start date, I want to believe, was August 2nd. And I was so excited for her. And I was like, we've got you. Everything is going to be great. Don't worry about it. About 2.5 weeks into all of the orders being placed, the people that we were ordering the exam tables from came back to us and said, oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to ship these exam tables to you until November. And I said, that's not going to work. Her office opens on August 2nd. I need all of this furniture at the end of July to deliver to her. We had to cancel that order. I went online. I found another manufacturer that could get us exam tables in time. That actually, I picked up that additional cost. I did not want that to affect my new client, my client that was just opening up her first practice, my client that looked like me that was opening up her first practice. I did not want those costs to be hampered and affected by her. So I picked up the additional cost to get these exam tables to her in time so that she could open up her practice in time. So then there's others where there may be where we have to lease furniture or rent furniture, which we've done that a number of times too over these last 2 years. When we know what the end date is for the project to complete, we kind of work backwards from there. So if we know that the start date, hypothetically speaking, since we're here today, April 4th, right? We're talking with clients, particularly maybe in the school genre, colleges and universities. When school starts back up mid-August, we know that everything has to be taken care of before then. These projects typically need to be ordered and finalized this month, April, in order to make that time frame. Because although you have maybe 6 to 7 weeks of manufacturing time, things happen, little hiccups happen, and then we also need time on the delivery side of it once the furniture is received at our warehouse to bring it out to assemble it and install it. I actually, throughout the pandemic, going through and maybe not being able to meet with folks in person slowed us down, but it didn't completely hamper us. As I mentioned, it was actually we had 2 vital projects happening out at the airport. So we were able to continue both of those. And they were expecting for us to show up and be there each and every single day. One of those projects actually did get shut down for about 4 days because somebody had broken out with COVID. Actually, it was more than 4 days. It was a little over a week. Someone had broken out with COVID. They had to make sure that everybody else didn't get affected by it. Everyone got sent home. You know, you had to wait that time frame and sequester yourself and all of that type of stuff. But the project did still go on, and we were able to pull it off and get it completed by the due date. So it was more so, it's still more so the supply chain, because we're still dealing with it. We got emails as early as last week that is going to affect a delivery that we have on a project that we're working with DeKalb County on right now. And it's so funny how the manufacturers even communicate these emails. Thank you so much for your lovely order. We really appreciate your business. We just need to update you that this particular widget or item is running a little behind and it's now not going to ship until X date. And it's like, that is great that you let me know that. However, I still have got to pull this off. So we look at other ways to be able to complete projects. A lot of times is maybe just the finishing pieces that are running behind. So we still can deliver and assemble the bulk of the furniture and then just bring out those last parts and pieces that have been delayed within, say, another week or two later. We are dealing with some unprecedented times. However, I believe most of society truly understands where we are in these times, and everyone has been so understanding about it. So it's not so much that they can't necessarily get it from White Howard Brands. They can't get it at all. The supply chain is affecting all of us, whether it's in your personal life or in your business life. I'm personally in a move right now, and so even my own self and some of the furniture that I've ordered for my home has been delayed over several weeks, and it's just something that you have to kind of content and deal with. And if we need to kind of backfill something, like I said, through a rental product, just to make sure that that practice opens on time, or that office space opens on time, or that classroom is outfitted the way it needs to so that students can still be productive and learn and everything can still flow accurately, then we come prepared to do that. I have not found that it's a disadvantage at all. I will truly admit, over my last 30+ years being in this industry, my primary person of who I see in most networking events, that are in most organizations, that are the top leaders or the folks that are actually the movers and shakers, are white men. And then from white men, it goes to white women. And then typically it's the black man. So I, for myself as a black woman, come in about 4th on that rung of the ladder. However, I don't see that as a disadvantage. I actually see that as an advantage and as an opportunity only for me to be able to move forward and achieve more. There are organizations that have been put into place specifically for women and women-owned businesses to kind of help vet us, so to speak, so that when we are, and once you get those certifications, when you go out to the marketplace and you are marketing yourself to whatever type of client that you're going after, whether it's a governmental agency or whether it's a corporate client, if they see that you have already been vetted and you have these certifications, it tends to be a door opener for us. And I have those certifications. I was one of 8 companies that was a part of that program. It actually kicked off spring of last year, and we graduated fall of last year. And they came in primarily to do a number of different things, but to help really foster the true diversity in the supply chain in regards to doing business with big business companies. And they wanted to make sure that we were well-rounded in the knowledge that we had, from finance to marketing to making sure that you had the appropriate attorney or CPA that's a part of your business, to the growth opportunities within your business, to how to brand yourself and making sure that the exposure is there. Because what truly happens with Black businesses is that they don't know about us, or we're in business but they say that they can't find us. So how do they find us? Well, we have to brand ourselves. We have to make sure that that word and that name is out there. So we need to make sure that our profiles are up to date when you go out on social media. We need to make sure that we are communicating ourselves. We need to make sure that we're a part of organizations that can help to promote our businesses. And then what it all leads back to is the development of relationships. Where are your relationships at? And who are you talking to? Who can be your advocate? Who is your mentor and who is your sponsor? Because those types of people are very important in the growth of your business as well. I've been blessed in that arena. We have a project designer on staff, we have a project coordinator on staff, and then we have a young lady that handles all of our social media. So between myself and my team, we're actually able to handle all of our incoming projects and the things that we work with. I will say that the, how do you put it, the pickings can be a little slim. So in today's market, your best talent gets caught up really, really quickly. And that talent pool has become where they can kind of dictate what it is that they would like to see from their employer. No longer are the times of where the employer is telling the employee exactly what they need to do and when they need to do it. Employers are truly understanding that the environment needs to be of such where your employees feel comfortable, they feel welcome, they feel safe because of being in this pandemic and being able to move around in their space, and it's a healthy, welcoming space, that they not only are doing their work, but that they also have rest time at work as well. And isn't that an interesting concept? You're at work, but you also need rest time. So those are some of the different environments that we're furnishing when we work with our clients, and then understanding how to continue to promote that healthy lifestyle within the workplace, and making sure that you do retain the type of employees that you have. When we first opened up the company, it was really one of the main points that I was guided to do was within social media. Although I'm in sales and have been in sales all my life, I'm actually can be a very shy, introverted person. I know people tend not to believe that because I do love to talk. However, some of my best days on the weekends are really me spent at home, being quiet, reading, meditating, just being introspective for myself. However, social media is not going anywhere. It's only growing and becoming even more robust. You have several different sites where it's just important for you to have a presence out there. We're not so much into e-commerce in the way that we go about doing our business. However, there are so many different entities, whether you're large, small, or medium size, where you're being watched. And it is just important for you to have some sort of presence in that watching, which also helps to brand your company. So that's just one of the reasons why we felt that it was really important to make sure that you have some sort of social media presence. And for myself, it's not just for the business, it's also my personal presence as well. Do your work. And what I mean by that is to do your research. What industry is it that you're looking to go into? The other thing I would sorely suggest is hopefully it can be your passion and it not just be a job. I truly do enjoy working with people. I enjoy seeing that finished product of that space, how the furniture just brightens up the area. How we sometimes even come in and consult with the flooring and the wall and the window treatments and everything else that comes into the interior space. I love doing that type of stuff. It just really makes me giddy. For years, I've gone into other spaces. I've walked into restaurants, I've walked into hotels, I've walked into retail spots, and I'm that girl that will lift the chair over just to see who the manufacturer is, because it's a really cool chair to me and I want to see who made it. So first and foremost, if it can be your passion and something that you truly enjoy, truly go for it. But definitely do your homework and your research. There's other people out there that have done that work as well. If you can glean off of them, I encourage people to do that also. And then to just make sure that you have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Specifically when it comes to financing, how long is it going to take you to truly see a revenue stream come in so far as profit levels are concerned? Just looking at the full big picture, not just that first year of business, but your first 5 to 10 years in business is how you need to go about developing it.